Welcome back. Today is November 16th, 2025, and we've got multiple NBA matchups to break down spreads, predictions, and the best props on the board. Let's get right into it. Celtics versus Clippers. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Boston Celtics to win. Boston has the stronger statistical profile heading into this game and has dominated this matchup historically, winning 4 of the last 5 meetings, including convincing victories of 126-94 and 145-108. The Celtics also hold an edge in scoring, rebounding, and defensive efficiency, while the Clippers remain inconsistent and are still without Kawhi Leonard and Bradley Beal. With Boston playing at home and coming off a strong win against Memphis, the momentum leans toward the Celtics. For the player prop, I'm going Jaylen Brown over 27.5 points. Brown is averaging 27 points per game, shooting efficiently from the field at 51.6%, and the Clippers' defense has struggled in past matchups when trying to slow Boston's primary scorers. With increased usage and Boston likely playing from the front, this is a strong spot for Brown to score above his season average. Spurs versus Kings. For this matchup, I'm siding with the San Antonio Spurs -6.5. Sacramento comes into this one on a 5-game losing streak and hasn't covered in any of those games. Meanwhile, San Antonio continues to play solid basketball and matches up well here defensively. For the player prop, I'm going Victor Wembanyama over 2.5 blocks. Wemby has cleared this line in 3 of his last 5 games, and Sacramento continues to struggle offensively, especially attacking length at the rim. With his defensive role growing and the Kings' shot selection leaning into the paint, this is a strong spot for him to hit the over. Wizards versus Nets. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Washington Wizards money line. Both teams come in struggling, sitting at 1-11, but the Wizards have the slight statistical edge, averaging more points, more rebounds, and better offensive efficiency than Brooklyn. The Nets are ranked near the bottom of the league in shooting percentage, rebounding, and assists, and with Washington playing at home and having success against Brooklyn last season, I'm rolling with the Wizards to get it done. For the player prop, I'm looking at Alex Sarr over 19.5 points. Sarr put up 24 points and 11 rebounds in his last matchup and leads Washington with 19.1 points per game. With Brooklyn struggling defensively and ranking bottom tier in rebounding and rim protection, this is a strong spot for Sarr to continue his production and hit the over. Rockets versus Magic. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Houston Rockets money line. Houston has been the stronger team on both ends, averaging 125.5 points per game, pulling down more rebounds and forcing nearly 10 steals per contest. They've also dominated this matchup recently, winning 3 straight against Orlando. With Paolo Banchero out and Houston playing at home, the edge tilts clearly toward the Rockets. For the player prop, I'm going Kevin Durant over 25.5 points. Durant is averaging 25.1 points per game while shooting over 50% from the field, and with Orlando missing key pieces defensively and allowing high scoring totals on the road, this is a favorable spot for KD to go over his number. Warriors versus Pelicans. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Golden State Warriors money line. Golden State has the offensive edge at 115.1 points per game, and defensively they've been stronger than New Orleans, who are allowing 121.3 points per game and come into this matchup at 210 on the season. With the Pelicans missing key players like Zion Williamson and DeJounte Murray in Golden State winning 4 of the last 5 meetings, this spot heavily favors the Warriors. For the player prop, I'm going Stephen Curry over 31.5 points. Curry just dropped 49 points against the Spurs and has been heating up from deep, hitting 9 threes in that matchup. With New Orleans ranking bottom 5 defensively and struggling to defend perimeter scoring, this sets up as another strong spot for Curry to put up a big scoring night. Trail Blazers versus Mavericks. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Dallas Mavericks plus 3.5. Even though Portland has been the better offensive team statistically, Dallas matches up well here defensively. Dallas has been competitive in most games, and sitting at home with points gives them the edge in this spot, so I'm rolling with the Mavericks to cover the spread. For the player prop, I'm taking Klay Thompson over 10.5 points. He's coming off a 19-point performance against Phoenix and followed it up with 13 against the Clippers. The volume is still there, and with Dallas relying on perimeter scoring, Klay should have enough looks to clear this line again. This matchup gives him a solid opportunity to hit double digits for a third straight game, so I like the over, Suns vs Hawks. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Phoenix Suns money line. Even with both teams coming in hot, the Suns offense has moved into the top 10 and Atlanta is still adjusting without Trae Young. With Phoenix rolling and momentum clearly on their side, I'm sticking with the Suns to get the win. For the player prop, I'm taking Jalen Johnson over 21.5 points. With Trae Young out, Johnson has stepped into a lead role, averaging 21.5 points per game, along with strong usage and playmaking. Bulls vs Jazz. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Utah Jazz money line. Utah at home and notes their strong ball movement, ranking top 5 along with their offensive efficiency improving behind Lauri Markkanen's scoring. Chicago is coming off a loss, struggling defensively, allowing 118.9 points per game and giving up nearly 48% shooting. For the player prop, I'm taking Lauri Markkanen over 26.5 points. He just dropped 40 points on 60% shooting and remains the clear number 1 scoring option for Utah. His volume is high, efficiency is there, and in a competitive matchup where Utah's offense will run through him again, this is a strong spot for the over.